Right now, the most famous house in the world is missing an entire wing. It wasn't destroyed by a natural disaster. It wasn't an act of war. In late October 2025, it was deliberately bulldozed by the President of the United States. The goal? To clear the way for a 90,000 square foot, $400 million mega structure commissioned directly by Donald Trump. The official excuse from the administration is painfully simple: logistics. They claim that for 150 years, the White House just hasn't had a room big enough for state dinners, and that setting up tents in the lawn is cheap and embarrassing. But look closer, and that excuse falls apart. Reducing the destruction of the White House to a simple seating shortage ignores the darker truth. Architecture at this level is never just about a space. It is a weapon. Here are the 5 hidden reasons the White House is being permanently altered. The original design of the White House was heavily inspired by the Roman Republic's architecture. It was symmetrical, modest, and intentionally grounded. The president's residence stood slightly taller in the center, flanked by lower wings. It was designed to send a message to the world. This is the people's house. Our leaders are accessible. The new state ballroom is a violent aesthetic shift. This isn't Republic architecture. It is a screaming Roman Empire architecture. And if you don't quite understand the difference between Roman Republic and Roman Empire architecture, you can see my other video, links in the description. In August 2025, Trump issued an order titled Making Federal Architecture Beautiful Again, an executive order mandating that classical and traditional architecture be the default style for all major federal buildings. Why is the administration so obsessed with neoclassical pillars and domes? Because it freezes culture in the past. It actively stops modern, diverse architectural style from developing. But to build a massive, disruptive structure at the White House, you have to get past the watchdogs, namely the Commission of Fine Arts, a panel of 7 independent design experts established in 1910 to protect Washington's architecture. Do you think an independent board of experts would approve bulldozing the East Wing? Of course not. So what happened? Trump fired them all. He cleared out the commission and installed his own loyalists. Most of them had absolutely zero architectural background. The only one who did? James McGarry, the exact same architect Trump hired to design the ballroom. The result was immediate. On February 19th, this puppet commission rubber-stamped the ballroom design 6-1. Under normal circumstances, if a president wants to permanently alter the White House, they have to go to Congress to get funding approved. But a highly personal $400 million mega project wouldn't survive Congress. So the administration bypassed the government entirely. They chose to fund it through private donation, boasting to the public that this is a gift to the American people. But when you look at the donor list, it doesn't look like a gift. It looks like a bribe. 2/3 of these corporate donors actively hold contracts with the federal government. Combined, they received over $280 billion in federal contracts. Let me translate that for you. You pay your taxes. The government uses your taxes to buy fighter jets from, for example, Lockheed Martin. Those same companies then take a fraction of that money and use it to build the president a private $400 million ballroom. It is a win-win for the politicians and corporations, and a massive loss for the everyday taxpayer. Historically, when a president hosted an event larger than 200 people, they held it outdoors on the South Lawn. For example, Joe Biden held 4 of his 6 state dinners in these temporary structures. Trump publicly hated this. calling the tents unsafe. But the tents actually served a brilliant diplomatic purpose. When a foreign leader visits the United States, a country with unmatched military and economic wealth, and the president hosts them in a temporary tent, it sends a subtle psychological message. It says, we are so undeniably powerful that we don't need to hide behind permanent palaces to prove it. The new ballroom does the exact opposite. By wrapping state dinners in golden marble, it signals that the current administration views modesty as weakness that must be corrected by sheer heavy mass. If this was really just about needing a big room, the south side of the White House has plenty of empty space, so why specifically target and demolish the historic East Wing? Because the East Wing wasn't just a hallway, it was the historic hub of female political power in America. Eleanor Roosevelt was the first to use this space to interact with civil society. Rosalind Carter formally established the First Lady's office within those walls. It was in the East Wing that Jacqueline Kennedy planned the restoration of the White House and Michelle Obama launched her national campaigns. By suddenly ordering the unpermitted, total demolition of the East Wing, the administration literally reduced 80 years of women's political history to a pile of rubble. If you look at the new White House State Ballroom as just a logistical upgrade for dinner parties, you are missing the point. This is a $400 million monument to executive power. It proves that historic preservation, democratic oversight, and cultural memory can all be instantly dismissed by a single leader with enough corporate backing. Donald Trump isn't just adding a room to the White House. He is aggressively reshaping its foundation in his own image. In the comment below, let me know your opinion. Also, subscribe if you enjoyed this video.